Greetings, students. Good to see you all today. Hey, I'm going to try to do a 14-minute timer. Let's try to get through this quick, okay? Today's lesson, you're going to be doing drawing triangles. There's some activities. I posted the links up there. We're going to start with activity 1. Please also do the learning activity after this lesson, okay? That'll be due. Actually, there's really no due dates, but let's get it done, okay? Okay, so today you'll be able to given two angle measurements and one side length, you can draw different triangles with it, okay? The idea is trying to figure out what makes a triangle and then making it ourselves, okay? So let's go ahead and do the first activity. Remember, there's a link above. Make sure you get that activity in and we'll get started with it, okay? So what we're gonna do is here I have my activity, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I have 3 people. I have Jada, Andre, and Lynn, right? What I'm trying to do is I'm gonna start with Jada. I'm gonna take this activity and I'm gonna try to make a triangle that is comparable to what Jada is trying to tell me, okay? She wants a triangle that has one angle measure of 75 degrees, okay? Let me pull this up. Here's my triangle. I can move these points around, taking A and B. You should be able to pull that out as well. Pause this video if you haven't yet. And let's say I want to make B 75 degrees, okay? So I'm going to adjust this so that B could be 75 degrees. Looks like I have it right there. Let me screenshot this. Okay, so that is going to be Jada's triangle. I'll put this right over here. Here's that. We're going to compare them, okay? Man, it's so much hard when there's a timer. Okay, now let's look at Andre. Andre's going to have a triangle. I want you to pause and do this yourself, okay? But I want you to get a triangle that has one angle measure of 75, and the second one's going to be 45, okay? I can look at this. I have here 75. Let's see. I need to make one of those 45. Looks like I almost did it with point C right over here, so I'm going to keep playing around with it. Oop, there it is. Okay, so again, I can move this around. I want that B to be 75, and I want C to be 45. So notice how I'm pulling it out more. That makes the degrees go down, right? Because it makes it thinner, thinner, thinner. But as I move it closer, the degrees go up. It makes it bigger. Okay, did you notice that? Let me go ahead and copy this one. And this one's Andre's. Andre 3000. All right. Okay, so Jada's reviewing this again. Jada had 75 degrees. Andre wanted 75 and 45. Let's do one more. This one now is Lynn. So Lynn's tricky because you want one that's 75 degrees, one that's 45, and one side that's 5 centimeters long, right? So now I got that 45, 75. I need to make one of them one of those sides 5 centimeters. I'm almost close. Looks like I got this one right over here. So what if I try to shrink that to 5? Okay, and then now I got to make this into 45. So remember, when I pull it back out more, it gets smaller, that point C. But if I make it closer, I can maybe get that 45. That B needs to be 75. Oh, there we go, right? So I got my side and I got my angle. Let me take a picture and I'll circle what I wanted again. There you go. Let's put that in there. Hey, I only got 10 minutes left. Okay, so again, I got one that's 75, one that's 45, and I also got a side that's 5, okay? So if I was to look at these questions, looks like number 1, that's what we did. I was comparing these two. Well, it looks like comparing it, these are the same. Let me use highlighted. These look the same to me. That's almost the same, but not quite, right? Because maybe the degrees. And then the last one, the only thing that's the same is the angles, right? Notice those angles. Okay, we got here in blue, we got 75, 60, 45. This one is also 75, 60, 45. But this one's a little bit different. It's off by a little bit, right? Okay, so if I was to say the side width of the triangle you made must be an identical copy of the triangle that the student drew. I'm not sure what that meant. So the triangle must be an identical copy. Oh, okay. So we're going to compare this and compare it to Next slide. This is what Jada, Andre, and Lynn had, okay? So I would say we were pretty good with Lynn. Whoops. We were pretty good with Lynn. Lynn's triangle had that side 5, but 45 and 75 degrees. Notice how we got 45 degrees there, 75 degrees there. Just like that. And our side was right by the 75 degrees. And it looks like we got the same thing, okay? Look at Lynn. And compared to Lynn's triangle that she drew here, looks like it's the same. How about Andre? Andre got 75, 45, 60. That's what we had. And then we had 6, 7.4, 8.2. Ooh, look how the sides are different, right? Andre's was 5.8. Looks like we don't have any 5.8 for Andre, okay? So it looks like as we add more restrictions, okay, as we add more restrictions, the more exact it's going to be to the person compared to, okay? So the more restriction we put for Lynn's, that triangle we made, it looks exactly like Lynn's triangle, except our triangle was kind of turned a different way, wasn't it? But we look at Jade's, we only said the restriction was 75 degrees, which is right over here. Well, in our triangle, it's completely different, right? The only thing that's the same is that degrees there. All right, so if we ask the question, did anyone draw an identical copy? Answer is, going down, in all 3 cases, the information given is not enough to determine a unique triangle. So we actually don't know, but that's okay. The idea was to create a triangle with those restrictions, okay? Now I need to figure out how many we can draw. This is activity 2 now. So you need to go to this website up top with activity 2 that looks something like this, all right? So we need to see how many different triangles can we make for these conditions. Well, we need a triangle with 2 angle measures, 60 degrees, and one side that measures 4 centimeters, okay? So I want, again, just pulling it to my side over here. I can do this in 6 minutes, right? I need 2 that has 60 degrees. Well, looking here, I need one side that's 4 centimeters. So there's my 4 centimeters. Let's make this 60 degrees. And let's try to connect this 60 degrees. That's like really close, right? So this should be extended a little more. Ooh, well, bam. Okay, so I got 4 sides, I got one side that's equal to 4, and then 2 angle measures 60 degrees. And that's not quite right. That's stressful, isn't it? I wonder if I can do, no? Yeah. So that's pretty close. Looks like I can extend the second one, but it's a little bit weird. The second one I can extend. Yeah, that's a lot better. I can extend that. Oh, nice. So those 2 sides are the same. Okay, so it looks like I can only make one unique triangle. It's about 4 centimeters each on the sides. It's really hard because my clicker is a little bit weird, right? This online tool isn't very good. But these are the triangles you can make when you have, again, the 2 angles in one side. Going back to our last activity, we had restrictions, didn't we? When we had Lynn, she gave us the same 3 restrictions. We basically had the exact same triangle, and that's the idea here, okay? Too many restrictions means the more likely we'll have the same unique triangle, okay? All right, B says that how many different triangles can you make for these conditions if I have 2 angle measures of 9 degrees and one that's 4 centimeters, okay? So let me do this one over here. Well, I can see that those are 104 degrees. Let's turn it to 90. Let's see if we can create some kind of triangle with it. And lo and behold, we cannot do a triangle with this, right? Why is that? Some of you should know that 90 degrees is a right angle, is also a square, or creates a rectangle or square, right? So we'll have something like this. It's where it's not possible to create triangles because we have that 90 degrees, right? When we have right angles, those create basically boxes. With a triangle, we can't do that, right? Triangle is not a box. It's a 3-sided shape that's connected to each other. All right, now last situation. I got 4 minutes left. So I need one that's 160-degree angle, 190-degree angle, and a side that's 4 centimeters. Let me see if I can do this. So 60 and 90. Yeah, so one that's 90 degrees, one that's 60 degrees. So I'm going to change this to 60. And boom. If I extend this out, let me see if I can. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Are you feeling pretty good? So there's 60 degrees. I need to keep extending this, extending this. We're almost there. Almost there. Ugh. That's about 8. That's about 7. That's exactly 7. Hey, look at that. We just created a 60 degree, 90 degree, and looks like the third one's 30 degrees, isn't it? So we just made one. How many different triangles can you make? Well, looking at it, I mean, I guess we can turn it around. So we can make a lot of different scenarios, right? Like this side could be, this side where I'm pointing at could be 4. This could be 4 as well. And it looks like the numbers will switch around, wouldn't it? Right, if we try to move things around. So let me see what we got here. Well, we can see that we can have these 3 different types of triangles. There's actually many different types you can make out of it. As long as it fulfills the 60, and we have this right angle again, right? Remember that's 90 degrees and then 30 degrees. Look at that. They're all 60, 90, 30. Okay, that's something important about triangles that you'll learn a little bit later, but that's the idea with it, okay? So what did we learn today? Let's review. So sometimes a set of conditions result in a unique triangle. What are the results can come from a set of conditions? Conditions mean what makes a very unique, like one single triangle you can only make. I think we said 2 angles and 1 side, okay? But it could be possible you can make multiple triangles. What results can you make from said conditions? I guess if you have more conditions, more rules to it, right? You can make more triangles. Next question is, if you're given a side length and 2 angles, what will you do to try to get started making different triangles? Well, we kind of already saw that with the 2 angles and 1 side. We couldn't really make any other triangles with it, right? We can only make one. Remember that Lin situation? So that's kind of the only way we could do it, is we can do the side and then the 2 angles together, right? So the 2 angles and the side in the middle. All right, so that's the lesson today. Today you learn how to draw different triangles with measurements, and you can show these measurements determining one unique triangle or no triangle. So again, class, there is a learning activity today. Please go on to Canvas. You should be on Canvas already, and go ahead and get working on it. That will be, a couple questions. I think I got like 9 or 10. But get those done, feel good about it, and have a great weekend. We'll see you later.